Here's a question. How much is too much for a monthly car lease?
A reasonable amount is about $250.
Anywhere between 3 and 5.
What about $1,400 a month?
That's outrageous.
What if I tell you you're paying $1,400 a month for a car?
That would be a lot.
I'd be pretty upset.
You want to know for who?
Tell me.
You guys.
That's right, Congress.
The process for real cuts.
As they battle it out over budget cuts, Congress is rolling in high-end SUVs, some leased from luxury companies like Lexus and Cadillac, all paid for by you, the taxpayer. Fox 5 has found at least 90 members of Congress use federal money to pay for automobile leases.
Put this House on the right path.
As Majority Whip Kevin McCarthy spent the last week's debt ceiling debate calling news conferences to demand budget cuts.
We believe that we laid out a core position that we would not raise it more than we had cuts.
But what he never seems to mention is you're paying $773 a month for his 2011 Lincoln Hybrid MKZ.
We're more concerned about the policies and where this country is going.
Behind him, David Dreyer from California. You pay $598 a month for his lease.
The spending cuts.
California's Mary Bono Mack also likes to stand next to McCarthy at these things. You spend $749 a month for her lease.
Look, if we're serious about balancing the budget, we know that the car deal alone doesn't get us there, but to have the moral standing to make the tougher cuts, members of Congress need to give up some of their perks.
What are members being called upon to sacrifice?
Colorado Congressman Jared Polis says they're allowed to lease the cars, but in these tough times, should they?
If you do have a car, you generally have that instead of, for instance, another staff person to help your constituents with their Social Security or veterans benefits.
Both Republicans and Democrats take advantage of the perk, spending almost $500,000 on car leases in just the first 3 months of this year, including DC's Eleanor Holmes Norton. She did not want to talk on camera about the Toyota Hybrid that costs you $552 a month. No one wanted to answer our questions as we went from one congressional office to another. Louisiana's Rodney Alexander is one of the biggest spenders. In just 3 months, he spent more than $26,000 on a Toyota Highlander Hybrid. But the biggest monthly bill? Puerto Rico's Pedro Pierluisi. $1,400 a month for his 2008 GMC Yukon Hybrid.
The way it works in Puerto Rico is that when you lease a car, they're giving you maintenance as well as insurance included in the payment. So that makes it more expensive.
Pierluisi is the only member of Congress willing to talk to us on camera because he says he needs his SUV for his job.
I use the car to travel throughout the island and visit my communities. I represent 3.7 million American citizens down there. So this is something is very valuable for my job.
Pierluisi says he will give up the SUV if leadership changes the rules. Speaking of leadership, neither Speaker of the House John Boehner nor Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi leases a vehicle. But buried on page 3008 in this massive expense report, Fox 5 found 12 miscellaneous automobile leases. A congressional source says they're SUVs used by Boehner, Pelosi, and other high-ranking leaders.
I think they should own their own vehicles.
It didn't matter if they're a Republican or a Democrat.
We shouldn't be paying for that, no.
All of these visitors at the Capitol say the same thing. If Congress doesn't give up the cars,
If they're making choices like that, then yeah, we need to take a good look at them.
these taxpayers say they'll make sure they lose them in the next election.